Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to PTM Racing TV. And for the first time tonight, we present to you a new band of Misfits, a new band of hard racing. The SRM Truck Series are here and now, once again on PTM Racing TV. And for the first time ever, you'll see these drivers go out of here on the track and on the display here at Daytona International Speedway. Some old and new faces join us as the show is about to kick off. I am the Crusader, Christian Shroud, joining you guys today. Right now, as we are getting settled up on our end and on our stream here, the fans come alive and the track has come alive as well as the field ready to set sail and ready to battle it out here. I am joined here real quick here by Patrick Jenks here, one of the guys that help runs and funds this league out and runs this show on the road here. Jenks, what's going on down here, buddy?
Hey guys, we just want to welcome PTM Racing here and all our viewers tonight. We want to give a big round and shout out to Travis Johnston, Grant Turner, Ryan Dyer, and Jesse Singleton for helping put this together. We hope you guys enjoy the racing tonight, and just to let you guys know, next week we will be doing a $10 gift card giveaway.
You guys are
Chris, take it over.
All right, well, we'll take it from here, Jenks. Thank you so much. So, as he prepares to get ready for the track racing ahead and battles up for his war zone today, let's take a listen in with some of these boys right now. As currently we are heading up for qualifying here in just a little bit. Currently it feels right now having a little bit of a draft move off, a little bit of a draft ride here for everyone, giving themselves a little bit of a work or two. Trying to see who's going to be the toughest of the tough and the fastest of the tracks here. I think we'll start off here with one of our boys down from the MM team here. We're going to start off here with the man that pilots in the number 85. He is known as TJ Lear. TJ, do you have the copy, sir?
Yes, I do. Hello.
TJ, welcome to the show, sir, and welcome to the track. And so far, kind of going out here and practicing with some of these guys, getting used to that drafting here. How does it feel right now in this truck series?
Feels good. It's been a while since I drove a truck last. But I've got some experience here on the super speedways with the Silverados, so feels pretty good. Currently driving with just one finger off the wheel tonight. Hurt myself earlier, so it's gonna be a bit different, especially with steering. It feels a little odd not having a complete grip, but see what I can do.
Well, I presume still, at least with only a couple maybe like one less finger, I still would think that not really having to turn too much other than getting into pit road probably helps out with this kind of a race for a factor for you and the crew, doesn't it?
Yeah, depends. You gotta sometimes be a little bit precise with the steering to keep it straight, keep it steady, especially with the guys around you, so you don't get yourself turned and don't turn the guy in front of you, or go up into the guy next to you.
For sure there. All right, well, TJ, nevertheless here, we do appreciate coming on board. Best wishes of luck, and welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for broadcasting tonight.
Absolutely. TJ Lear, ladies and gentlemen, the 85, making his television debut here on PTM Racing TV. Get him settled back down here as he heads down into pit road here, getting squared off on the track. I think it'll time to bring out some other guys here. We'll have a little talk here with Philip Willis now on the line here. Philip, do you have the copy, sir?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right, we have you on the line here. We have you on the track here. How are you today, sir?
Doing well. How you doing?
We're doing pretty good here. And it looks like having a little fun pushing and banging a few of these boys out here.
Yeah, we're looking to have a good night tonight. We'll see what happens. Long race.
It is a long race now with 100 laps here, right? Which presume the fuel mileage as well as the overall mileage of how much you tear and beat and bang this thing around is going to vary tonight, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think pit strategy is going to be everything here, and who you going to pit with.
Who you're going to pit with and who you're going to work with. That'll be the big key factors today. Philip, we appreciate you coming on board. Welcome to the show for the first time tonight.
Thanks, sir. Have a good night.
Philip Willis, ladies and gentlemen, join us here. He pilots tonight in the number 4. Time to listen in some of our other guys down here on the track here. Let's bring in another MM driver here. We bring in now the chat member of Hunter Bailey in the 2400. Do you have the copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
We have him on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. The number 2400 Bailey is on the call. And Hunter, you know, right now looking at the practice laps as well as positions you're thrown into, you're kind of hanging really, really low in practice. Are you trying to kind of hide from these guys a little bit and not give them too many ideas what you're up to in that 24 tonight?
Say again, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, you have a little bit of a lower standing right now in practice, and currently not too far up on the grid here. Are you trying to hide some things for these boys here to kind of give them a little false representation, or are you thinking maybe you're trying to show them some with this 24 tonight?
Yeah, I definitely think we're gonna try some things. Learning stuff with my teammates, learning stuff with my spotter. I think definitely we have something for them. But yeah, just kind of learning right now, seeing what the draft will do. I feel really confident. I got great teammates in Maverick Motorsports, and I'm really excited for this opening race.
Indeed, indeed, my friend. Well, as you get settled in, any real big thoughts you really have with your crew and team that can help make you bring this thing into victory lane here?
Uh, just learning from them. I have my spotter, Jacob Pitts. He does a lot of stuff with iRacing. He's great in the booth. Really great spotter. So he's very knowledgeable of where the draft, looking for certain areas, whether to go high, low, especially when you're leader trying to protect the top or bottom. But more so getting a run, seeing which lanes are faster. I think that definitely has merit, and then just working with the numbers of Maverick Motorsports and trying to get to the front.
For sure there. All right, well, Hunter, got a lot on the play, a lot on the mind, but the 24 seems locked and loaded, so best of luck to you and Maverick Motorsports today.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 24 making his television debut, Hunter Bailey on the line. Well, it's time to take it down here and talk with some of our other guys here from SFR. He joins me now here. It is Anthony Emmerich here now on the line. And Anthony, welcome to the show, sir.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy indeed. So, right now, they got a bit of a unique little style on this one. You got a Black Rifle Coffee number 23 design. What kind of brought you Black Rifle Coffee onto the track and on the scene here at Daytona tonight?
Just enjoy their coffee, and I don't have my paint scheme for the league yet, so this is it for now.
So a little surprise coming our way here on the show here soon enough. It'll be interesting to see. I'll ask you this as well here. I mean, we got a lot of laps here, 100 laps to the distance. What's going to be fuel mileage for you, and how you plan to strategize that above all else?
Play safe, stay in the back, hopefully be there at the end. Run out of fuel, hopefully catch a couple lucky cautions.
Catch a couple lucky cautions indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, Emmerich, there certainly is a lot of opportunities to grab that, so best of luck to you and the crew for SFR.
Thank you, sir.
Anthony Emmerich, ladies and gentlemen, making his television debut here on PTM Racing TV. Well, I don't think we need to make any assumptions about the next guy I'm about to pull in. We've known who he is before, and we know who he is on the track. He is representing for the solo guys tonight, ladies and gentlemen. In the 18, it is Julian Conde returning to the show. Julian, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, sir?
Doing all right. So right now, piloting one of the only Fords out on the track here, and currently kind of been middle of the mid-pack run on the practice, but obviously we haven't got into qualifying yet. What's going to be the strategy there in this big bad field for tough US Army 18?
I think the strategy is going to be basically survive to get to the end. You know, it's a long race. You have stage breaks, so basically patience, and just try to be there at the end and avoid the big one, of course.
Avoid the big one indeed. Many final thoughts before you enter into the track for qualifying?
I want to thank you for the broadcast, and I appreciate everything that you do for us.
For sure there. All right, Julian, best of luck down there, man, and we'll see what happens here on the track.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Julian Conde, ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Army 18, ready to settle them up and fire them down. Qualifying has now commenced. Qualifying has commenced here on PTM Racing TV, ladies and gentlemen, for the SRM Truck Series division. Their first ever showcase in timing here out on the track. This should be an interesting get around. This should be an interesting little piece of work here. I'm curious to know which one of these drivers, you know, has the power, has the run, and which one's going to be more along the lines of laying low until the last couple of laps. We've seen it before where some drivers like to literally just kind of wait till the last second to make their moves and make their shots and presence felt. Will that happen here today? That remains to be unknown. We'll certainly have to see, though. Currently, as right now, our qualifying is being thrown up on the track here. Josh Privat. Again, if I say your last names right, please let me know eventually here. Dominic Privat Previte, I believe is how you say it. Chase Shipley, Jacob Torman, Trevor Keith, Kenneth Brown, Ryan Zebo, Grant Turner, and TJ Lear have all entered to the track and entered onto the stage here. Exiting off stage left and heading onto the track here. They fire them off into their corners and into the distance here, trying to set their fastest times. Ryan Zebo, I believe we've had on the show here before. We've had him on this track and on this circuit. It's good to see him back out with us. Lobo saying go Cleaver. Get a little bit of love tonight for the Cleaver fans here. Cleaver, I believe. I'm not getting a name on him actually. I don't know who is Cleaver. Lobo, if you can you let me know in the comment section who is Cleaver here on the track? 'Cause I do not have a Cleaver registered on my end here. First lap set, and the 96 Grant Turner gets the fastest of the two markers. Looks like he's going to try to stick towards that outside line here, looking for the maximum amount of speed. I would have thought that would have been more towards the outside, maybe more on the inside here, but 53.11 says otherwise. Kenneth Brown, though, managing to lay down a fast lap there in the second spot. Josh Previte now also laying down a solid lap. 35 now gains top honors. Here's the time remaining here for qualifying here currently. We only got about 7 minutes left on the clock. Everyone kind of waiting their turn, waiting their shot to take out the aim and take out the fire here. Josh Previte, though, the #1 man on the block, and TJ Lear moving into the second slot. Dominic Previte also moving into that third slot. So it looks like Josh and Dominic are going to be kind of mixed in with each other off the gate and out of the gate. I think teammates and family would probably run a little bit deeper here, considering they may know each other a lot better and they may be able to work with each other a lot more. This should be interesting. 6 minutes left on the clock here, though, as Kenneth Brown lays down his final laps here. He's got a 5th fastest so far, kind of holding out the top 5. Here comes Kelly Hyatt onto the track here, the #26 now making their run. Jacob Torman, Julian Conde, and Hunter Bailey have all exited out. And Dominic and Josh Previte, the two front runners, now having top honors, and by a mere 700ths of a second. That's pretty quick here for Dominic Previte to outclass his family member, his flesh and blood, Josh Previte here. I'm curious to see if that will end up lasting in favor of them later on in this race. Top speeds hit over 179 miles per hour. And by the way, that's literally just on their own as it is. That's a lot of power, and that's a lot of speed to be going at and using against these guys. I'm curious to know if that will hold up for later on. Sorry for the technical glitch on our end. Their audio kind of went out on my end here. So currently, while we are away there, Jacob Tolman getting into the force fastest here in the 31, now taking up the mantle. Looks like he'll try to spear it clear and hit the spears here. Looking to get maximum amount of time, maximum amount of speeds here. That is his end goal, it seems. Philip Willis moving into the top 3 as we look at Matt Mingo on the number 12 now onto the stage. The Keystone Corner Toyota Tundra onto the track. Ruben Hernandez saying, how do I run iRacing? That's something you'll have to do via the, work, you have to do with actual PC and hardware there, my friend. If you go to the iRacing community page on Facebook, actually, they can teach you all about that stuff and how to use it and how to get set up. Mingo currently in the 14th fastest slot. Patrick Jenks going to finally get his way out on the track. Only about 2 minutes left on the clock here. So while the field gets squared up in position, gets ready to reel it down on the track. And Jenks hopefully doesn't completely lose everything there. Yeah, Lobo, don't worry about that. That's literally just some spam stuff we've been getting. We don't understand what the heck it came from or why it came from, so. Thankfully, our producers were kind enough and smart enough to be able to get rid of them, so thank you so much for that, producers. They gotta literally work the camera and they gotta work the comment section a little bit. I like it. Joe Tardif, the number 1 Code Red Mountain Dew, out on the track here and getting some runs on the track. Looking to try to make some speed up, make some ground in. Laps running down though, time running out, 1 minute and 15 seconds left to go. Joe Tardif, the number 1, currently looking to be going for a very fast clock in time here as he reels it off down the front straightaway. Setting it up. And his time, 7th fastest out of the bunch. Man, just laid down a solid time, 52.36. Patrick Jenks going 52.99 in that. So Jenks looks like he's going to try to lay down his fastest now by sending it down the bottom. You may have noticed some that these guys were going up to the top side a little bit there. What they're trying to do was get the most amount of RPMs and power they can on those trucks and on those leggings, because again, they're driving a 550 horsepower package machine, so they need to increase RPMs and get as much speed and much control they can before heading down to where they can shorten the track out. So if you think about it, it's basically just kind of a slingshot maneuver. Go up top, then slingshot back down to the bottom and just shorten the track completely out, hoping that it will carry the momentum and speed with it. And Jenks' time will show it. A better time, 13th fastest of the bunch here compared to what he had a minute ago. Just shorting the track out, puts him in at 52.45. Only drivers not to qualify, Anthony Emmerich and Mr. Raj Manjapudi. I'm sorry if I'm completely butchering that name. But nevertheless, race fans, the time has come at last, and we are here and now. It is time to set the field up and set the staging area here for the SRM Truck Series season opener here in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's time for the Misfits to take out the speed and the power and throw it all down at Daytona. So, on the pole, you saw it set up. The Prevites are set the field up for this one. They are going to be your number 1 stars in the 39. That is Dominic Previte. It is outside. It's the 35. That's Josh Previte. In row number 2, we then see the 4, Philip Willis, and outside of him is in the number 31, Jacob Toman. Row number 3 is TJ Lear in the 85, is outside being the number 48, that's Trevor Keith. Row number 4, Joe Tardif, and the number 1 is outside, will be piloted by the 15, Chase Shipley. Row number 5, Julian Conde in the 18 will go on firing with the U.S. Army, is outside the 26, Kelly Hyatt. Row number 6 is going to be Ryan Zebo, and the 10 is outside, it is a 24 of Hunter Bailey. At row 7, then it will be Mr. Patrick Jenks at 38 with the 3, piloted by Waylon Turner. Row number 8 is Grant Turner, and the 96 is outside pilots the 12, Matt Mingo. Row number 9, Kenneth Brown, the 98, will fire him off. The outside of him is going to be Anthony Emmerich, the 23. Our final starter today, he throws it in the 67. It's Raj Meningpuji on the show. Race fans, the time is here. The time has come. We present to you the season opener for the SRM Truck Series at Daytona International Speedway. Time to let them loose and ride it out. Field is set. The trucks are ready. The drivers are going to set them off into the corners of turn number 4. Down to the front straightaway of the tri-oval of Daytona International Speedway. Race fans, the time has come. The time is here and now. Let the season opener kick off the Truck Series division. Let them loose and let them ride. It's green flag here on PTM Racing TV. Out of the gate here, Dominic Freevite going to be having the early advantage on 39 with the 35. Josh Freevite right behind him. They'll walk them off into the corners and walk them through the field. Every driver for themselves here as we move them down the chains, 100 laps to the distance. Phil Willis, number 4 GoPro machine, already heading up top side, looking to try to make a run for these guys early. TJ Lear, we talked to them earlier on. Yeah, the 85 as well. He's currently kind of mixing and matching it up with the front runners up ahead. Nice thinking there, and probably a smart move to get the fuel line set up and set into that position, knowing what he's going to have to deal with here in the race coming up. Jacob Tillman right behind him now, kind of coming up for the back here, looking to make a little bit of a charge. Lost one spot out of the gate, but seems to be recovering okay. Keeping close tabs on the boys up ahead, and everyone else kind of keeping their distance, and not necessarily social distancing, but distancing out enough to where they're not going to cause any problems, cause any trouble out of the starter here. They can't get too crazy with this. Like, they can't get too out of hand with this, especially considering how wild it can get later on in this race. With Dominic Previte and Josh Previte literally leading this thing out from the start here, it seems like we've already kind of got a little bit of a teamship and a team rivalry going between one another and between our drivers in the field as the guys continue to mix and match their way up around the track and onto the field in the pace. So far so good though, no troubles here, but again when they start packing them up and they start getting a little bit closer to the end of the race, who knows what the heck happens next year on the show. We don't know. We never know exactly what's going to happen. Little onboard camera here at TJ. They're in the 85 as he's got Tillman right on the right side here. Jake Shibley and Trevor Keith now moving the ladders and moving up the chains. Currently trying to see if maybe either one of them have a little bit of a ground clearance, a little bit of a ride off or two. The SRM Truck Series already making a pretty good showcase here for the first half and the first pack of these guys. But again, you know, is that going to last long term? That remains to be questionable at best. Ryan Zebu now in the 76 Unico 10x10 machine is already working up to front, working up the packs. 5 spots up ahead. He is currently tying hard charges right now 6 with it. Matt Mingo, Anthony Emmerich as well have currently got the top spot mixed up, get into that 7th slot place, and looks like a little bit more movement back from the pack here. Braylon Turner even kind of mixed it up a little bit. Whalen dealing with a little bit of maneuvering, a little bit of a workaround here. Just trying to hang on. See if maybe there's some power up on the grid and up on the battle here. Can't quite seem to get a good look at it though, and can't quite seem to make the passes when he's after. This is something we were kind of expecting too. Again, with that fuel run and that kind of power these guys they knew they were going to be a little bit handicapped here when it came to trying to make big moves out of the gates. So they knew there was only one thing really they can really objectively go after and perform well at, which is watch the fuel run, watch the spin of the other drivers, and keep an eye out for any too aggressive moves here, because that can end up costing them later down the line if they're not too wary of everything. That's exactly what they're trying to avoid. They're trying to stay away from it right now. The front runners up ahead now making their way around. Dominic and Josh Previte kind of helping each other here a little bit. New leader in Dominic Previte, the number 39 is the 35 here of Josh Previte falls back to the pack. Philip Willis, the number 4, trying to see if maybe he can get some help there from the number 12, Matt Mingo. Rest of the field currently stretched back out. The 10. Ryan Zebu going down to the bottom there, away from trouble, and with carrying him, I believe that was the number 70. I believe that's the number 20. Yeah, the number 24 there. That's the 15, Chase Shipley. That's what I was meaning to say there. Excuse me. The Brevites now going to have to deal with each other a little bit because Philip Willis now has the new leader spot locked in. The number 4 GoPro is the new leader here. 3 late changes so far, a surprising statistic here out of the gate, and a pretty surprising little workaround for some of these guys here, knowing that they've got to really keep up the distance, keep up that travel and drive this truck has been always known for and been tough to master with. Just coming roaring right into your living room. Here they come down on the back. Starting to see some movement coming from the outhouse here. Look up 14 spots. Here we go. Oh, looks like more than just up spotting on the line here. Matt Mingo was the Keystone corner. End of the race lead. A hard drive off and taking one right there from Jacob Tillman. Tillman kind of get bumped around and bopped around a little bit. The rest of the field kind of moving and marching their way around the track. 1 of 10 laps completed. One-tenth of the way there in this race here. Grant Turner in the 96 now looks like he wants a little bit of a push off in the distance and now into the fray. Out of the fire pit and into the wall, into the absolute carnage that lies ahead of him. The crunchy roll. Number 96 Chevrolet Silverado moving right into the playing field. Matt Mingo though staying right behind him, trying to keep the side with it. So much passing, so much kind of corner entry off. It seems like there's no way to really find a perfect line or find a perfect driver here out of this mid-range here. Seems like everybody has been close and has been keeping it pretty close to the heart here. Close to the chorus, close to the heart. They definitely don't want any of their secrets figured out now. At the end right now, number 23 currently close corner he goes. Waylon Turner, the number 3, now kind of marking back up around as well, looking to kind of get an opening or a shot in the dark here somewhere to maybe make a move for later. Everybody getting kind of wobbly down there in the corner, kind of getting down off the edge here, trying to stay out of trouble, if you presume. It seems like more that we go, the longer we wait, the more these drivers tend to get a little bit more impatient with one another. That's when it can get very tricky to figure out who's going to be able to stay out of the worst end of the business. So often than not, you see drivers when they really shouldn't. So often you see them just make very, very tough decisions and very bad decisions. You know, these SRM drivers, the Misfitz certainly lives on in them. As we were presented here, of course, the Misfitz Racing League is the ones that run the show and run this track out. The SRM Truck Series is just the name of the event status and the track itself, the racing product you see. But this is always going to be the Misfitz Racing League's little baby, if you will. Kind of how NASCAR has the Cup Series. That's kind of how that's the same way that works with this here. Although I will say, I mean, as much as people probably will disagree with me on this, I do disagree miles. Kind of wish we could have gotten those street stocks in. Those are the two things I really could be able to see. But I do like seeing the Truck Series pop up, so we got no problem with that. I'd love to still have a good time to catch all the action with us here on PTM Racing TV. Field starting to back out and branch out a little bit. Here comes some movement up to the front though. Raj Manik P. Booty right now currently, well, let's just say trying to either stay out of trouble or he's trying to find himself not in trouble. Oh, look at the middle though. We got 3 wide slip mixed up. Philip Willis gets a jump on the number 12 and Matt Mingo gets a great dive in the middle. Takes control on Grant Turner. I don't think liked too much of that. I was expecting him to kind of lay off a little bit. Didn't get that wish out of him. Matt Mingo, man, absolutely hammering and pushing that number 4 of Philip Willis, probably for a little bit of doing that whole 3 wide salute right in the middle of it. Don't think he was too happy about that. And the Keystone corner now being put to good use for the 12. Behind the wheel, Mingo trying to put the Tundras in the fight. The Fords and Chevys have been pretty much dominating this one from the get-go and from this battle from the word go. Absolutely wild and crazy scenario there to put up in the position to throw down with, if you ask me. Well, the onboard camera here, Kelly Hyatt there in the number 26, currently staying out of the mix of the pack race that they have up front there. It looked like maybe they were trying to know about saving the tire and saving the fuel line on these things just to get the best out of the future endeavor. And you know, folks, the Daytona Racing coming up here, of course, on the actual Cup Series division I mentioned earlier. They will be here just a couple weeks from now. I believe it's 6 weeks, I believe, to the day that we have left before they come to this final track before the playoffs have begun and started. And that kind of does bring into this whole mindset of, you know, they're going to be able to survive getting into that spot and being into that position that they're in, because even those that have won a race in the usual locked in you're in format doesn't really apply here in this season or this year. So I'm very interested to see how that plays out and what will happen exactly right now, as we still have Philip Willis currently just bashing the gas pedal, hoping Matt Mingo doesn't get him clipped around there. Neither does Raj Managaputi. Managaputi there in the number 65. Yeah, I'm finally get his name right, I believe. Trying to hold up and shut up the rest of the field and make sure that they know he came to drive, he came to race. Onboard camera here at Trevor Peak right now. Currently is his way around the 48 Tundra camp. Looking for any kind of runoff he can. Looking for the build up he got to it. That's about to go back into our 3 wide slew here. Matt Mingo a little bit in trouble. Getting kind of pinched and grabbed there off of turn 3. Got it squared back up somewhat in turn 4, but you can see even the 23 of Anthony Emmerich kind of did that, if you will, slightly annoyed if I had a guess. He seemed very, very reluctant that he even gave that 12 a chance to even get around him there. Jacob Tillman falling back as well. The guys that have been kind of laying loose for a good start in this race today, include the likes of Patrick Jenks in the 38. And, you know, Jenks really came onto the show earlier on and, you know, had thanked the fans, thanked his folks, and, you know, let in a little secret you guys can watch back on the show for him. But one thing I will say, too, is that he's mentioned plenty of times, he did not like running that Super Late Models end here. He wanted to always get into the bigger tracks, the bigger setups here, because the Super Lates just were not quite gripping as much as he was hoping for. Ever since that little change up in that little finishing position, I think it really kind of helped him out, really got him better mentally to prepare for these kind of races and mentally to kind of get set up in the first place. This guy that we're doing. Flopping him down on the back straightaway now. Looks like a little bit whipping and rashing around. Trevor Keith with 48. Looking to avoid trouble there. Bring him back around up top, down to the bottom. Raj Managaputi has now taken over the number 1 spot. The hard charger going to him with 18 up, now 17. And Phil Millis has taken the same. Philip's like a cat, man. You just, no matter what you do, he'll scratch and claw you literally whenever he feels like it and whatever he wants to right now. That's what he's got getting off that GoPro 4 today. He just has like no semblance to worry about anything other than just driving his line, driving that spot, and that's what you have to do in these kind of races. Oh, no, 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 but not this, not this, whoa! Well, great save there by TJ Lear and Grant Turner. Unfortunately, a great save not going to bring you back into the race that easily here. The whole field separating now and getting further ahead right now, trying to avoid trouble and chaos up ahead of them. We'll take a look at the PTM replay in just a second as the field starts to somewhat wind down. You may have realized they have now kind of found the fine line between you can't be timid and you can't be literally intimidated, but you also got to kind of watch out for who's right up ahead of you in this case. Another look at it presented by SRM Truck Series. Looky here, looks like Turner gave a good punch in the back there to Raj. And you can actually see the 23 getting bopped around a little bit. The 23 is driven by Anthony Emmerich and got into the back of the 12. And Mingo had really nowhere to go, nowhere to get out of. And now finds himself literally in the worst possible scenario. And besides obviously being Davy Jones' locker, he found another locker, and it's not Foot Locker. He got thrown out of that. Gary Bear saying, "Get it, Wayland, right now. With love down there for the Wayland camp. Great to have you on board today, Gary Bear." Let's talk about Wayland Turner, by the way, in that number 3, which, you know, if we know anything about a 3 and Daytona or Talladega, I think we know who's synonymous with that little nitbit. That little nitpick and that little spot, as we've seen here. First set of pit stops coming literally at about 24 laps in, and it looks like Matt Bingo has to go in first. Raj Manakudi, Anthony Emmerich, Jacob Tolman, Trevor Keith, and Julian Conde have all entered into the pits. Bailey Hyatt now going to go in. Hunter Bailey, Philip Willis, and Ryan Zebo all entering into pit road. Oh, hold on down there, Hunter. Get a little bit aggressive there on that little pit stop. Waylon Turner taking the race lead over in the 3. Down to 39 of Dominic Previ, as well as Patrick Jenks, Chase Shipley have the only ones left that have not gone to pit road. They're going to really try to stretch this thing out for a full 100, I presume. They're going to go in at 25, then they'll go in at 50, then 75, and then finally to 100 if they can do it. Very unique little strategy. Pit stops now being made, and the 3 has now collected himself up and put himself in with the rest of the pack. Kenneth Brown, the number 6 here right now, currently trying to evade and avoid anyone that dares try to take on the Plan B Sales number 6 machine. But the field behind him, Ryan Zebu, Philip Willis, Hunter Bailey, and Raj Manakudi are all coming up for him. Little 3 wide action, kind of crossed up a little bit. That got a little interesting. The 6-7 Raj staying up top. Gonna bring it to the bottom. Follows Tolman. The rest of your guys kind of falling in line. Oh, Philip, easy down there, easy. Philip nearly costing precious momentum and time there with Hunter Bailey. Almost took his soul and almost took the truck with him. I mean, I've been in there, but I've seen before. It's not a fun place to be when you literally get sent back into the shadow realm. That's really the worst feeling, knowing you probably could have evaded it, you could have done something different. But really, that is just part of the racing etiquette that comes along with our world of motorsport. Pack starting to regroup and reform, and look at this now. The Prevites back up together here, but Josh Previte having a speeding penalty, costing himself plenty of 50, and Chase Shipley looking to take full control of it as he's got the pink version of the Previte right up top of him. Also moving up 9 spots here. He's trying to make a little bit of a drive for himself, make a little bit of a ride, even though he had said not really after that necessarily. He's not really worried about doing that in this case. So if that is the situation for him, I mean, where do you kind of go from having to punch and drag yourself out to literally having to find yourself in a knockout drag out fight. He's got some work to do and some time to play it out here. Locking them off, and in turn 4 right now, still the Prevites working together. Definitely a little bit, possibly, of controlling a narrative or two. You see at 39, Dominic Previte keeping a pretty close, little steady Eddie pace here, but he's definitely leaving a lot of room for improvement and power, I would say. Not saying anything there, but I mean, at the same time, like, is there really anything you can say about it? Take a look at the best lap times here by these guys. You can see a lot of them staying in within the 40th second realms and the 49s at the worst, but the 48s really be due because of the fact they were drafting off one another and putting these things over 190 miles per hour in pure power and speed. Now things have drastically changed due to the fact they are trying to wheel out and long-term this ride here. They know this is a very tight little spot to be put into. Tight right now, currently looking to control everything and stabilize himself down on the track. Around town right now, a little bit of pacing through the packs here. Kelly Hyatt trying to evade trouble and trying to avoid the rest of the field. To get back on the ledge and back on the track and maybe mark some momentum in. Still hanging on right now, currently dealing with the pressure and dealing with the outspoken nature of this brand. Kelly Hyatt though way off the throttle, way off momentum. Definitely not what we were expecting out of that camp and out of that speeds. Yeah, you got to wonder too with the pre-fights right now, the way both of those guys are working. They currently hold one, but for how long? Field separated in the middle now, looking to rank up and charge down to the fields. 33 of 100 laps right now has been completed. We're nearing the halfway marker here. Once that halfway marker kind of reaches its climactic sequence here, that could definitely make things a little bit more interesting. A little bit of movement back into the pack here. Kelly Hyatt not looking to get thrown too far back ahead of the field here, learning what she learned a minute ago. Trying to stay in contention, stay in the drive. Being a lap down though, I mean, that's one thing at Daytona that's extremely difficult to get around these days. Unless you're literally driving an 87's Cup car or literally anything that involved an aerodynamic car back then, you're not going to get much of that run back by any means of the imagination. Chase Shipley now moving into the race lead, forcing the hand there of Josh Previte. Josh Previte there getting kind of clipped around. Ryan Zebu, even the 10, forcing Dominic Previte to have to engage and lose his control and lose his lap right from the track. You know, we were wondering if that was going to happen there, and it certainly did. It came out of time, though. I don't think any of them were expecting or any of them wanted to see. Around right now currently, it looks like Shipley may have a slight advantage here using that front of Josh Previte here. I think might be kind of teaming up against him on the draft. I think Previte right now, the only thing he's worried about is just staying on the lead lap. I don't think he was expecting to get thrown into the spot or into the place he was in this moment. And I think that's really what's kind of messing up his game plan, messing up the mentality here. Having to force him to kind of stay back there in that line, in that brigade. Doesn't want to cause too much trouble or cause too many problems. But at the same time, you literally just kind of make sure you're still running the power under the hood and you're still using all that momentum you can. Again, with these trucks, they can cut through the air like literally a knife into the skin of your meat here that you go for the food when you try to get your food cut up for dinner. But right now, the way they are currently charging through the field, and the charges are up, they don't have enough power to extra incentive to actually get these things at full max and full gear. So a little bit of a push or shove comes every now and then with the bump and runs to actually move them up as fast as they can while out without trying to wreck out the other person in the field. Oh, look out though, out of turn 3. Whoa, big pile up there and Saged. And a huge pile up ensues down. For the first time, we have the yellow flag popping out here. And those that were on the lead lap are going to now have company coming back their way. Those that were throwing a lap down will have a chance to make up for it. Or to make up the ground they had lost earlier. What a wild little ride, though, we just saw coming out on the track here, race fans. Take a look at this one. This one looked like it literally was anybody's guess, anybody's spot here, but it looked like movement in the back and in the front, trying to get a little bit on that edge. And it looks like Raj ended up just taking Previte there, and Previte had nowhere to go, and the whole field just kind of taking for its troubles. My word. Definitely a really hard little hit and a hard little shot there, taken out on the driver's end here. We'll take one look at it here from the onboard camera. Watch the nose here of Raj as he just comes right in, firing these boys on all cylinders. Slightly drifts up, gets him, and then it's the rest of the field's turn to go ahead and just get thrown around. Yikes. Definitely not what the drivers had in mind, nor did they want to see that at all. My. Oh, nevertheless, the field will get put under caution for the first time today. That will give us time to go ahead and chat up with some of the boys down here as they currently get situated out and kind of staying away out of trouble, I presume. Then again, you never know around here. They usually find themselves in trouble more often than not, so we'll have to see. Seeing who is on our lineup here and who is in our chat we may be able to chat with here. Well, looks like we're going to go ahead and bring in the number 6 here, Kenneth Brown, now onto the call here. And Kenneth, you know, really just getting out of that little mess you had there. I mean, how's the truck feeling out there now?
It was good. I was just saving fuel, riding. I can make it to the end on that, and I'm gonna stay out, try to get some stage points here, and see what we can do from there. I was just riding.
Just riding and kind of making sure this truck stays in one piece. And how, you know, what we just saw with Raj, you know, kind of getting a little bit creeped up and taking Brevite there. Do you think that the aerodynamics of these trucks are kind of getting them a little bit unstable here when they get a little too close with some guys?
Well, for what my teammate was saying up there, and when he was leading, he said he took 2 tires on the last stop and he was sideways. So I think that's probably what a lot of people had. I don't think it was more aero. I think it was just tires, to be honest.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Ken, we do appreciate coming on board, and we'll see if you and your teammate, I believe Chase Shipley, get something figured out on the track.
Yes, sir. Let's see if we can get hooked up right here, get some stage points.
Sounds good. Best of luck, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Stage points coming and brewing here. As currently he is trying to work them up and work them on the track. Lights flicker off and we're going to get back to the action here. We will try to avoid drivers in the actual race that were involved, the wrecks here. So if you don't hear your favorite driver chat with us here on the show, just be sure to let us know and we'll try and bring them in when we can. But do keep in mind that we try to avoid drivers that were involved in a wreck to kind of keep them somewhat settled down and not say things maybe they really do not want to say here. So as you heard him say, the stages, of course, going to pop up here in between. The lap 50 will be the stage break, so that will be our halfway point. We'll bring in a few more drivers here, which now settles up the score and settles up these boys for another hard dash. Good news is for them there was that actually saved enough fuel from that first pit stop to actually be thrown into this predicament in this spot. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can manage and control that narrative again. Next week we will be joining us down in Homestead Miami Speedway. We have 120 laps there, stages of 40 and 80. Should make for an interesting little pickup spot and a little pickup drive here for these guys. There's a lot going on in the field and a lot going on the track, and you guys don't want to miss any of the action. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and like and follow us up here on the YouTube, as well as head over to our Facebook and follow us there. Without you guys' support, without your help in showing the showcase, we wouldn't be able to get these races in and wouldn't be able to present you the toughest and the baddest drivers on the planet here as they come onto our tracks and show. Well, they'll stay under the proverbial yellow flag here, so that will give us some time to chat away once again. See how Grant Turner's down here. We'll see how he's holding up. Grant, you got a copy down there?
Hello.
Hello, Grant. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing good. Enjoying the race so far.
Enjoying the race indeed, and avoiding a little bit of issues here and there, but looks like it's about straddled in and strapped in your R into that truck. It seems like these guys may need to tighten those seatbelts a little bit more. It seems like they're getting a little crazy down there.
Sure enough, yeah. Sit back, everyone watching. Trust me, we're not even halfway. There's still a lot of trucks running. There will be a lot of action coming your way.
For sure there. All right, Grant. Well, looks like you're going to be the one to help kind of bring and start it up here, so we'll let you do the talking with the truck and the performance here, bud.
All right.
Grant Turner, ladies and gentlemen, on the line, on the call. We'll see if he can live up to his command and his code. He says there's already not even halfway through, and we still got a lot of trucks out on here. We do indeed. Stage break rolling up. Hunter Bailey in the 24 right now looking to set a stage and set a tone here on these boys. We'll reel them right around off into the distance here and back into the track here, ready to fire them up and throw them down again. Trucks warming up the engines, ready to fire them off down into the distance. We've got just a few laps remaining here in the stage. The final halfway point about to be reached. Him down in right now. Chase Shibley with the advantage. Ryan Zebu and Matt Mingo back at it again. Raj Manikpudi right now looking to get something going. Manikpudi right now looking pretty solid as can be, but remember earlier on he did get kind of tangled up with some of the guys up ahead of him. Trying to avoid that now. Doesn't want to get thrown into that same predicament again. Nearing halfway point, just wants to see if maybe there's some momentum up for this drive that he's looking for here. Off the distance down on the back straightaway here, punching and booting, banging a little bit. Zebu trying to get Chase Shibley a little bit loose, trying to make him get just a slight bit off-centered. You can see once he puts that bumper to him, though, it does give him a little bit more speed and a little bit more boost. But if you mess it up just a slight bit, it'll cause you to do something like you see in front of you. And the 23 wrecking it right on the front straightaway with a huge wreck ensuing again here, coming down to the line in pit road. Yellow is out, and unfortunately another huge wreck ensuing right up to the front straightaway. Well, a good half the trucks field that are literally involved in that one. Again, the big one strikes twice at Daytona. My word, what another hit and shot in the arm there. And again, these guys just cannot get out of their own way sometimes when it comes to that predicament. But again, that's just part of the racing deal. Sometimes you just can't escape it. One more look at it here, and it looks like just a drive up a little bit. The 23 slips up at Mingo. The rest of your field currently trying to avoid trouble. It looks like Grant Turner, I may have given you the broadcaster curse, my friend, so my apologies there. I see him kind of crashed out there in between. But let's take a look at that 23 here real quick, because honestly, I really want to see what happened to Anthony Emmerich here and see if he just got a little too hard on throttle and he wasn't quite steering where he was supposed to, or if he just didn't realize where he was at. Here's the instant replay. You can see here he is driving up a little. The steering wheel was turned right a bit. So it looks like he got kind of clipped, and then everything else went really badly for him. That is not what he wanted to see, and that's not what he wanted to have happen by any means of the imagination. Yeah, it looks like Bingo too actually kind of drove up a little bit down into him, as the whole field was pretty much trying to avoid him, if at all possible. Well, Chase Shibley stays on out and controls the narrative for him and Kenneth Brown. So I think if anything, that was exactly what he had hoped for and what he had in mind as we now bring him on the line here. Chase, do you have the copy down there, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, hey man, right now we just talked to Kenneth Brown not too long ago here, your little teammate, and it seems like you and the crew have kind of figured out how to actually manage and run this track into the ground, sir.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first run there, we're completely green, so we just saved a lot of fuel basically hanging out, and he lost the draft in a moment, so that got thrown out the window, and I don't know how he got the lead after the pits, but I'm not gonna let track position go.
For sure there. Now with the track position here and all that at stake, I mean, how much do you think these guys will kind of beat and bang and punch your way to just try to get their way if they have to?
I'm just glad I have my teammate behind me.
That's a good sign, at least. You got someone to help you there, but...
Yeah, for sure. That move coming out of turn 2 there was pretty fun, so I'm just surprised it stuck and worked.
For sure there. All right, well, Chase, really appreciate you coming on board today, and thank you for tuning in for the first time ever on the show.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Chase Shibley, ladies and gentlemen, representing for the FTRT machine team, looking to get something maybe settled up on the track here. Well, I am going to kind of go against my own word here, and I said I wouldn't bring anyone that was involved in the wreck, but Trevor, it looked like when you got kind of clipped up and mixed in with those guys a little bit, it didn't look like the truck suffered too much damage. Are you feeling okay in that truck right now?
Yeah, I'm all right. I had Julian check on my truck, and it seems all right. So we're gonna test it out and see what happens. Not trying to use that fast repair too soon.
I was gonna say, avoiding the fast repair and avoiding the fuel limits here. I mean, how difficult is it gonna be for these guys when it comes back to that green, you think?
We should only have like 4 laps to go, so hopefully we can just stay in line and finish to the stage. All right, just trying to keep it clean for now. I'm not trying to get too crazy.
For sure there. It's definitely a lot of work and a lot to play with it, but Trevor, we do appreciate you coming on board, sir.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Trevor Keith, ladies and gentlemen. Wheeling them off into the distance, into the corner stretches here, race fans. We'll bring them back to the line here as we have still yet to complete the halfway point stage. Up for grabs, stage in preludes. In cahoots to the field run, we get them back going. The 15 starts them, we fire them down. Ryan Zeba in the 10 now, going right up against with the 6 of Kenneth Brown here, trying to stabilize the outside, looking to get the aerodynamics of the truck to hold him on the track. A unique circumstance to be thrown into and a very tight little spot to be cracking down from, but there is no quit. There is no leftover run there for these guys. They know it. The Unical number 10 there, Union 76 of Mr. Ryan Zeba right now, currently still in a hot debate, hot topic here. The rest of the packs that were in the back on the outside looking to now completely bolster to the front. A little bit of movement coming from Philip Willis here. Willis kind of moving in the middle here and moving down the change, but didn't quite get out of that mess in time. Doesn't cause a wreck, but he knew that was a very tight little spot to be thrown in there. He doesn't want that to happen again. The packs stacked up, racked up, tall, what you will. There is no limits to be held, and there is no gimmies in this battle for supremacy. And Zebu now looking to try to secure the stage point, going topside. Here's Shipley looking to hang on to the bottom. Back stretch now, pushing and pulling and beating and banging, looking for the stage points. Stage point's going to be very crucial here. Very big deal indeed. The field looks to try to hang on. The 38 of Patrick Tanks right now kind of work a little bit of Zebu in there, looking to help himself as well as the other. Looking for a draft off here in the back end here, and they are now coming onto the front stretch looking for more momentum. Off the edge though, Shibley was able to get to lap 50 in the lead. Stage coming up. A little bit more of a drive off this time. Zebu still looking for an opening, still looking for a shot. Oh, look, oh, Hunter Bailey literally almost sideways like I heard him say earlier on. That's going to be a troublesome little spot that they don't want to get thrown into later. That's definitely something to have to keep an eye on here as they come to the finish, though. It's Chase Shibley who takes the stage. Field will have to slow down and get back under control. Chase Shibley, though, taking home stage number 1 for his team and for his credit. That will help out tremendously here. A very big deal here in the first go-around for the SRM Truck Series. But now, will that be enough to take full aim and center off here? We will certainly have to see through the rest of this race. We'll have to bring in a few other guys right now and see how everyone is doing here. Let's take it down here with JTD team as we take it down with Jacob Toman now and the number 31. Toman, do you have the copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Toman, right now, currently, after that little heat finish there for the stage break, coming up near the top 10 half, I got to ask you, man, what's going to be the strategy in this final half here?
Right now it kind of depends on what the teammates are doing. The cool thing about super speedway racing is it's really where you only get to. That's really the only spot where team play comes in. So I've been talking to my guys, and you know we're gonna figure out a strategy. But right now it's survive because I already used my fast repair, so that's all I got left.
For sure, there. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, though. I mean, do you think that this team has what it takes to take it home?
Yeah, absolutely. I got faith in my guys 100%. You know, me, Waylon, Patrick, and Matt, we've been doing real well. You know, let's see, what else? I think the pack as a whole, to be honest, has been doing well. You know, these guys, I've been in a couple leagues where the skill hasn't really been there, but these guys, I mean, we've had a couple wrecks, but it's been little wiggles that just kind of get everybody loose. So overall, I'm really happy with the turnout. I hope the racing's like this every week, and I mean, this is just really fun. You know, I hope we're there for the finish, but otherwise, I've been having a blast.
For sure there. Tillman, best of luck, bud, as we continue on with this one today.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Tillman, ladies and gentlemen, making his television debut here on the PTM Racing TV's end. We'll see if he can handle and manage all the pressure that's coming up with him in this crew, but so far seems to be the case. Fields head to pit road. Philip Willis, though, not going in. Looks like he wants to stay on out. Very interesting strategy here. Staying out where everyone goes in. I'm kind of curious to know like what the ideal is here, but we talked to them earlier and he did say he was trying to avoid trouble and trying to get everyone settled up here, so maybe that might be the case. So the field going to go ahead and get wrapped back up. Clear it out bound on the fields and on the playing zone here. Interesting little start here for some of these guys, and some drivers making their way to the chains. One of them just so happens to be Waylon Turner in number 3. He now joins me here on the call list here on the line. Waylon, you got a copy down there?
I got a copy.
He's got a copy down there. This Toyota Tundra Asus number 3 is on the line. And Waylon, what a bit of a ride here for you and the crew, man. You've had a few good charges, a few good runs, and currently up in the hard charger section. 11 spots up so far. Were you expected to kind of be up there in this kind of early in the game?
I've been kind of just riding around, been trying to get up here, but it's a pretty stiff field right now. But got caught up in a couple of incidences. Was hoping to avoid stuff like that, but I think we're recovering pretty well. We had to use the fast repair, but just going to try to keep it clean from here on out.
You keep it clean indeed, but I'll ask you this too. I mean, do some of these guys, you think maybe when they say keep it clean, do you think maybe they have a little different definition of what it means to stay clean?
Yeah, I think that comes common knowledge there, but just hoping to keep the rest of the race looking pretty good. I'm thankful for my team to be up here running with them, so yeah, thank you JDT, and I want to thank Asus for the affiliation and everything, so yeah.
For sure there. All right, Waylon, as we get back to the green here, bud, best of luck, and thanks for coming on board for the first time on the show.
Thank you.
Waylon Turner, ladies and gentlemen, on the line, on the call. It's first time ever here on PTM Racing TV. Good to have him out. Well, I think we're only missing a few drivers left here on the show we haven't talked with yet, so it'll be interesting to kind of chat with them if we get in so towards the race end. Chase Shibley, though, number 15, literally the guy that won the stage, just parked down at pit road still. I think he's trying to get as much fuel as he can off that 15 right now. It's the only thing I can explain for the Fantech 15 Chevrolet Silverado. But he's really going to have to play an extremely big catch-up here because the guys are about ready to go back to green. They're coming off turn 4 now. Shibley's not even out on pit road. He needs to hurry. He's not going to have time. He's going to be left in the dust and left to the field. Your stage winner going to be put in a very unique situation, in a tough little spot to get thrown into. Green flag back on out. We are underway again. And now that stage is completed. Now these guys have got to figure out how to mix and manage the run out. It's going to be a very tight little spot to get into, a very tough little ordeal to go down with. Coming right off the distance now. Look at this. Waylon Turner, we just talked to a minute ago. He said he wanted to try to put up a little bit of a fight here in this Asus machine, used to having his teammates help him out. And he is currently now moving up on the chains. He's got some help from Matt Bingo in the number 12. Keystone Corner now charging it up. Charging them up, firing them down. Everybody looking for that drive here. Down the drive, down the hatch here. Everybody moving the chains, looking for some run here. Still nowhere to be found, though, for any hard charging and hard banger racing up to the battle here. Waylon Turner holds the lead, holds the drive. Ryan Zebo, though, right kind of lingering around up on that top half here, looking for some power there. What we saw when it got later into the stage, that was when the extremely aggressive guys came out and put on a little bit of a shot into the dark, put a little run off of the corners. Is the same going to happen here, you wonder? Dominic Previte right now currently looking to keep up the action, to keep up momentum. laundry list of guys currently looking just hang in there and put up everything they got to the edges of the corners in the distance. Still nowhere to be left out from, nowhere to be down off from the edges. Whalen up on top now with Matt Mingo put down to the bottom. Mingo got a little bit of help there from Patrick Jenks, but Ryan Zebu having no worries there. Zebu down straight below, goes for the kill switch. Raj Manakpudi now moving in there. Manakpudi now looking to try and do another drive up to the front. Got kind of clipped in there. And remember, he's been kind of at the forefront of dealing with these guys all day long, and they've been dealing with him much the same. No limits, no give, no quit. That is the end of that one. Whalen down to the bottom. Kind of clipped up in there. Dominic Freevite now making a charge back up. His family member, the 35, Josh Freevite as well. Those two were literally at each other's throats with everyone behind them, kind of flipping around and trying to stay in control of the track and in position. Did not want to let the fields kind of take over their line, take over their area. It's kind of a dog-eat-dog world at Daytona and Talladega races, even the Irish Super Speedway race for that matter. It all just depends on who wants to give and who will give out. Someone has to be the pusher, someone has to be the runner. Either way, those that can work together with that and make it last can do the best that they do to the table here. You guys also in the comment section, please ignore the spam down there. So. Oh, a little trouble down there again. Oh boy, hold on. Problems again down the back straightaway. Yellow flag out. Yellow is out. More problem again. And it looks like Freevite involved again in that one, as well as Raj Manapudi here. Oh my word, folks, there is just absolutely no remorse and no give from these guys, and they are starting to feel every bit of it. Watch up front right now, 3 wide off, Raj. Well, Raj, I think, was trying to avoid trouble, and instead he finds himself in trouble. I'm not sure if he literally just kind of drove up slightly there, or what the heck happened. All I know is that was not what he had in mind. No matter what you want to say there, that was nowhere to be found on that one. Taking another look at it here as it came around that track end here. And it looked like he just drove slightly up, and Rod just kind of got himself flipped around, and the rest was history. And that's 67, once again breaking my camera as well as breaking the track down here, unfortunately. While the Misfitz iRacing League SRM Truck Series certainly living up to the reputation, the hype that comes with a season opener, which is just pure chaos and pandemonium here on the show. No one's been able to get out of this one A-OK, and no one's been able to get out of this with a clean slate. Well, still got a few drivers we have yet to talk with here, and looking at it from our end here, looks like Dominic was involved in that wreck, so we'll leave them alone. We have talked to Hunter Bailey. The only one I don't think we've talked to in that camp there is Kelly Hyatt in the 26. We'll see if they would like to chat with us here. I'll kind of clear out the team chat here if we can. Get them right around here. Let's see how it goes here. And they're out of the track now. Let's see if we listen in. 26. You got Kelly Hyde. Do you have a copy? Hyde, you got a copy down there? Nope. No copy on our end, so nothing registering. So we'll let them go back to the track. We do have one driver we can at least listen into real quick though. Here he is now on the number 12. The Keystone Corner driver, Matt Mingo, is on the line. Matt, yeah, I got a copy down there, buddy?
10-4, I do.
All right, well, Matt, right now, man, talk about being in the forefront of chaos and then just being in the forefront of a little bit of pure adrenaline. You've had kind of a bit of mixture of everything tonight, haven't you?
Yes, I have. That is selling it short, to be honest.
So, with the way now things are going to play out and you're being able to serve the fuel there, it sounds like you're clutching in the truck here. Is that to help kind of preserve that fuel line and not use up more of that fuel run?
Yes, it is.
That certainly helps out with the crew and with the team here, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely does help having the team around.
Sure there. All right, well, Matt, if we're ready to get back to the green, best of luck as we get you back onto the playing field here, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too, Matt. Thanks so much for coming on board. And Matt now back onto his line here, so the field is ready to wheel him down and ready to fire him off again. Double file them up once again. Pace truck lights are off on the track. Again, we want to thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here on PTM Racing TV for tonight's action here of the SRM Truck Series of Misfitz Racing iRacing League. Thank you so much for coming on out to see the season opener. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the like and follow button on our Facebook end so you guys never miss any of our show or content, as well as be able to see all the photos and art galleries we have presented here with this crew and with this team. Certainly, thank you so much for everything you guys bring to the show. We certainly hope you keep enjoying everything we bring to the table. Green flag back on out, and we are once again locked and loaded. Waylon Turner, the number 3, Aces Machine, has got the early lead once again. Seemingly no problems there. Oh, look out down there though! Huge wreck off of turn number 2. Jay Shibley, the Fantech 15, the stage winner, going airborne and flip high side, gets the high ground. A la Obi-Wan Kenobi down there, but that was not the high ground he wanted to see. Oh my word, the 15 just slammed into the wall, upside down, and completely taken for a wild, wild ride. We'll go to the PTM Instant Replay, but my lord, he just got sent back into the Shadow Realm from that one. Where did that go wrong? Drove it down, Ryan Zebo there had nowhere to go, and oh my lord, oh my. Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out if that was just a lack of timing on Zebo or if that was just a bad area there for the 15. But either way, that was a huge wreck and a tough spot to get thrown into. See right there, just flipped around and look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Just keep getting sent back into the Shadow Realms. Ebo, I don't even realize or think you even know what the heck happened there until it was already too little too late. Well, we're getting back under control and get them squared back on the track here. By the way, that was an absolutely wild little spot to be thrown into, and I don't think any of these guys were expecting that to happen whatsoever. We take it down now, though, and take a talk with the JDI team right now here. We have on the camera here and on the list, I believe, Dominic Previte, right? Do we have that last name right there, sir?
Private, close enough, but yeah.
Private?
Private.
Private. All right, good to know.
All good.
We've been messing it up all night, so I wanted to clarify that. But Dominic, welcome to the show, sir. And you know, you and your family member Josh Private have been kind of working up that front, kind of using a little bit of that teamwork to use up on these guys, but they kind of shuffled you back there now in the field. What's going on down here?
Just, you know, we're up front, and then, you know, qualified, you know, 1 and 2, then, you know, losing the draft a little bit, trying to shuffle out to get our other teammate Joe in the 1, then just getting all sorted back out. We finally got all back together, and just biding our time, playing it safe right now.
So now with the last leg ups here and only about just about 30 laps plus left to go, how long do you think it'll take for the team to really kind of push and banter to the front again?
We're just gonna, you know, we're just playing it safe. We kind of want to see what we can do, generate a run or two, you know, basically time a run out to see, you know, how long it's gonna take, and then drop back and wait and see what happens. Trying to stay out of the big one. That's all.
Stay out of the big one indeed, Dominic. That's the way to think there, my friend. Best of luck and welcome to the show for the first time ever, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Dominic Previtt making his television debut here on the show. Well, at least we know who his teammates are. We do know we have one of them there in his Previtt family member, but another one is the other Joe of the bunch. Tardiff now joins us. Tardiff, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good, sir.
All right, I hope I'm saying your last name right, because I kept messing up on a few of these guys already.
You got it absolutely correct.
All right, awesome, man. Looks like also coming from the Florida camp today, so a little hometown feel for you and this crew?
Yes, sir. It's a hometown track. Been there about 30 times in my life, so it's always fun to race here.
Always fun to race, and it seems like right now having some fun getting back up to the front. You just talked to your teammates a minute ago saying they're trying to get you back into this race here. Now it seems like they need your help from you now. How do you help them kind of get up to where you're at here?
I'm going to find the momentum, take the runs, get this truck to the front. We've been running together for 13 years, so this plate stuff is pretty familiar with us.
It certainly seems to be indeed. Well, nevertheless, Tardiff, as you get ready to reel them off back to the start, our best wishes and luck, and welcome to the show for the first time ever, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Tardiff on the line, on the call, making the first appearance ever here on PTM Racing TV. Well, my folks, now the fields have to relinquish, have to refire and re-rack them off and ready to tark them off down on the track again. Off the playing field and into the distance zone, we now bring the drivers ready to rack, stack, and put them back on the attack now. Off a turn number 4 to the front straightaway. Bring it back to the green. Green drops. We've got 69 laps put in. Hunter Bailey and the number 24 are moving right up the chains here with Waylon Turner right ahead of him. That Mingo TJ they're also kind of flipping around, staying out of Prom Max. I'm trying to say maybe there's something they can work with here. Josh Previtt trying to get up there with Joe Tardiff. He's back now with him in this corner, and right now onto that back straightaway there, lined and loaded. Kind of rocking the Mountain Dew schemes on there. You got the Code Red of Tardif, and then you got the Mountain Dew Baja Blast of Mr. Previtt. Josh Previtt, that is. Dominic Previtt, not far behind now. He's really right up behind him. All three of their teammates have now come together in a climactic sequence. But speaking of a climactic run, here comes the 85, TJ Lear. Getting some help from the number 4 of Philip Willis. And the Willis camp now looking to keep Lear in the charge. But eventually at all points here, could get a little bit close for comfort there. A little bit of a fender or two, kind of punched and pushed around a little bit. Every driver for themselves, as we say here on these tracks. Teammates are one thing and family and friends may be another, but there's only so much you can do here when you get set off into this track and in this playing field. These drivers know that way too well, and then all too much. Coming down off the leg here, the number 24 looking to try to get a bottom run off of the Waylon Turner. Doesn't quite find it there just yet. Maybe trying to seize a deal, seize a moment of opportunity. A little bit of weakness from these guys. But again, with how crazy things have gotten and how far pitched they've thrown each other to the wall, it's been a little bit more harder to kind of condone and can dictate which one has the advantage versus the other. Coming off now off turn number 2, back straight away. Mingo, a little bit of a drive off on the outside. Now going to deal with Emmerich right behind him. Remember those two earlier on kind of collided with one another. Getting into a bit of a debacle, a little bit of a travel off here. Looking to avoid that again. Fields need to stay out of problematic zones. Need to stay away from doing anything too crazy here. They know there's a lot of areas that can go wrong. There's a lot of areas that can be found in the wrong place at the wrong time. Coming up the ranks right now, we are merely approaching the 5 laps on the mark. And lap traffic now going to be a bit of a troublesome nuisance here. Raj Menakudi there. Currently up ahead and up on the track. Trevor Keith also with some problems. Chase Shipley still in pit road after that huge hit and wreck he suffered unfortunately earlier on. Sending his truck screaming through the air and into problematic territory. But Raj Menakudi now has to figure out where he's going to go. He's going to go to the top side trying to avoid the rest of the field. The field getting around him. Raj doing a good job holding his line topside, letting the field just work around him. The field now has to decide where they want to go. Do they choose to stay at the bottom and try to push that agenda and push the line, or do they go topside? See if maybe there's a little bit more wear and tear up there. Hard to really tell. No one letting off, no one letting in. Matt Mingo kind of creeping up on the field, so was the 23 of Anthony Emmerich. Remember that Black Rifle Coffee has been kind of ticed up every once in a while, and also has a little bit of kick when it comes to getting that sugar rush, and he's looking for a little kick stop Mahad action in that 23. Philip Willis, man, talk about that. Talk about a guy that's been part of that top 5 all day. At the same time, he's really been out of the top 5 all day. Not giving in, no quit on his end. 26 remain. Off down that front straightaway here, Waylon Turner, TJ Lear. On the bottom is Turner, topside Lear. Both guys holding it on, looking to continue the reign to keep the truck on control. Joe Tardif, the number 1 now, moving back with the field, coming back with his team, Josh Previtt as well as Dominic Previtt. All 3 guys are currently in their formed line, their formed spot, trying to work with each other. There are all 3 teammates in the same token, the same spot. I think they're the only 3 teammates actually working together here in tandem and draft. And again, a lot of that has to do with the fuel run as well as just where they're located in their surface and in their plate. There is no give anywhere else where they will go at it. There is no else that will allow them to really stay true to their word, stay true to their spot. A lot of open area down there, though. There is still some room for anybody to think it once or think twice about going for a run, going for a drive. Will any of them do it, though? Looks like Lear might be getting a little bit of a reaction push here as Willis comes right rolling in. Lear right now currently having some glitchcraft and gremlins plaguing it, fighting him off, and even more troublesome. Oh my, Lear literally was wrecking out down there in the corner. I can't quite get a glimpse of him there. He got sent back into the shadow realm, and unfortunately our cameras could barely catch him. They're saying we don't have any footage of him wrecking out. We can only show you what you saw on our end. It's the same thing we saw here. My best bet is Waylon Turner didn't even realize where he was at and probably didn't even realize that he ended up getting him. Now with the speeds ramped up even more so, and now things get even crazier here on the show. This just makes you kind of think to yourself, how much longer will they go? Especially knowing that there is a huge bit of drive and a lot of craziness that could still happen here coming up through the ranks and coming up through the track. My word, man, every one of these guys putting on a great performance there from the first half and before the chaos kind of started, and then the second half they did a good job kind of getting out of it here. But it's time to take a listen in to some of the other guys here that have caved away for it. One of them happens to be, I believe, the 35 of Josh Previtt. Previtt, you got a copy down there?
Yes, sir, I got you.
All right, we got you loud and clear too on our end, and I believe you're the last driver we haven't talked with. So, I mean, with that said, I mean, it's been quite a drive and quite a battle for you and your team, as we've heard constantly trying to get back together with one another. Now heading off into the distance, what's going to be the strategy to finish this out?
You know, I guess it would be just to stick with the teammates, try to make some ground up. Got pretty stalled out there that last run. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to make sure I hit my stall. Yeah, it's been good. I'm just trying to stick with the teammates, trying to keep some momentum on the bottom. Got a little held up there, but I think the strategy is just to stick with the teammates and do what we can to maintain the track position.
Maintain track position and trying to maintain the drive here. And I got to ask you this too, man. I mean, we've seen how difficult it is to kind of push your way up to the front, how difficult it is to kind of get around some of the guys that are, I guess you could say, kind of being the gatekeepers to the #1 spot. At that point, does it kind of become more of a try to find the line as far up as you can, or try to find any angles that'll work for you here?
You know, it is hard. I mean, it just seems like both sides just can't do anything. I mean, the runs you get are insane. You just can't do anything with them. It's definitely gonna get interesting here with 20 to go. I see when we get to about 10 to go, it's go time. So keep out for those JDJ trucks. They'll try and make it up front.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, here tonight, we do appreciate you coming on board here, Josh. And once again, welcome to the show, and hopefully we'll see more of you here on this track with you and your family and the team.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Josh Private, ladies and gentlemen, and the last remaining driver we have yet to talk with here on the show tonight. So that means we have completed our driver interviews here for everyone. So at this point now, it's just kind of call the race as we go and see what happens. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised too. We haven't seen any Daytona Talladega draft trains here on the bottom lane. It seems like it's always been kind of more centered on the top and the middle. No one going towards the just full-on bottom, and everyone's just kind of staying there. Yeah, I'm not saying that is going to be how it all plays out, but it is just something to kind of interesting to note and kind of think about. Now, who will be the one to take aim and take center shot off here? We will soon find that out. Only 19 laps remain. When we get to 10 to go, you heard him say even point blank, this could get very, very crazy. So here we go, lining back around the track. 19 laps left in this one. Who will front runner this one up, and who will take home the battle at hand? Back to the green flag. The flashballs fly off here. We're back underway. Drivers roar the trucks to life. Let them fire them down and let them reel them up. Ripping them up through the first set of corners here. And it is now go time for the crew and for the gang. Looking to keep speed in position up. You can see some fenders put together though. Trouble in the back end half as well. Whale and Turner getting a huge noggin knocker. Sending him back and back a little bit in the middle. And Phil, oh no, 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 my. Oh, and Philip Willis, unfortunately, nowhere to go. Gets stuck in the middle. And Patrick Jenks also taking a little trouble for his efforts here. The field gonna have to, unfortunately, live with that one and have to get re-centered off. Let's take a look at the replay. It looked like there that unfortunately the number 38 of Jenks was just kind of a man unfortunately doomed. Phillip looked like he was trying to hold his line and he was holding good, but then Jenks kind of drove down slightly here. And in turn, gets kind of packed around where he was at and where he was in location. He really had nowhere to go and nowhere to get out of. There really wasn't much that the 4 could do in that scenario. He was already 3 widing there because of his little move off. He was trying to cover here. This is where he was trying to cover more ground. He thought he had an opening here. He's kind of trapped. Then he sees the shot. Then he's trying to go for it at this point. He's probably thinking at this point Jenks is going to stay up topside because he's not going to go trying to go anything crazy. Unfortunately, though, that is not the case here in this one. So field will have to re-rack, restack them up once again, and find themselves in another unique circumstance here. They just can't seem to stay out of their own way or out of their own troublesome slots if they can keep avoiding it here. They can drive hard and they can fight hard, but at the same time, if you're not finding a way out of these messes, out of these problems, then at that point, the truck's going to be kind of useless, kind of important, kind of messed up too much to even really keep going. Well, the pace car has now confirmed we will be sitting him back up in pace and in control. Gonna ring him back around. Matt Mingo's now the front starter. Ryan Zebo gonna be right in there as well. Zebo finding himself in a unique circumstance. Back to the green flag, back out once again here. Let's see how this one rolls off. It's been chaotic, it's been crazy, and there's a lot of mix and matching to throw around with it. And now they're gonna even get him more maxed up with it. 3 wide salute entering through turn number 2. No one throwing anything out the window. It's all go for broke, go for it all with 15 to go. That was a huge drive up on that top shelf. They're trying to make something work there. It looks like Mingo kind of separated in. Oh, but he clips the Twan just a little bit. Turn and Frack's huge hit on the back end of turn 3. Jacob Toman getting put to the shadow rim and a huge wreck ensuing up to the front of the leaders here. Oh, my word. Toman ends his night upside down, but nearly almost got his head ripped off on that front end there. Holy moly. Watch the slight bump here from the 12. Tardif just barely gets caught, and oh my word. Now, if you wanted a good camera view there, there's a good one for you, but ouch. Tillman literally just wrecked out completely, nowhere to go, and that is just complete domination, destruction there on their end. Take a look at Mingo's onboard camera here as they were coming down that back end. Grass is flying right at you. The crash will just right through these trucks, man. Oh my word. Just so much going on, and so much just completely rolled out in between on the track here. thankfully everyone is okay safety-wise, equipment doing its job and doing its work, but with 15 to go, Karakov even pointing out, right, that is a long time. It's a long time because, again, 15 laps on a track like Daytona, that's a lot of mileage, that's a lot of speed and fuel you're burning up just in that amount of time. I'm saying it is impossible to use up, but I'm saying it's going to be very difficult to stay out of trouble with and really stay close to the end here. Well, it should be about 11 laps remaining when we get back to the green, and for the first time today, into the night skies, Kenneth Brown will be the new leader. Ryan Zebo going to be put into the back end of this one. Zebu knowing what is up against himself, and I don't know why I keep saying Zebo or Zebu. I believe it's Zebu. I don't know how the heck I keep saying Zebo. Really half the field wrecked down in that one. Joe Tardif going to get that one out again. Josh Previtt, Waylon Turner, Matt Mingo, Raj Manakudi, Julia Conde, Dick Tobin. Man, they all got licked in there a bit and kind of lumped into that wreck. 11 laps to go at the restart. Time running out. And this is now going to be a fight of survival and a drive to survive. Time has elapsed and the time's come now. We'll reel them off into the distance here. We are coming up at the final 11 laps to go here, race fans. Here we come off the front straightaway, lining back up into position. Green lights flicker on. Action kicks back up. And whatever drivers are left here at this point now have to just go for survival. Points, whoever can just keep the truck. What is Kelly Hyatt actually back on the lead lap after all the troubles they suffered earlier on. Now looking to try to take control. Everyone down the back straightaway now, trying to line them up, trying to settle them down up into the field. Looking to hang on down that turn 2, 3, down they go. Kenneth Brown though, the number 6, holding the line for Zebu not to get him a run there. Zebu trying to hold off there off of turn number 4. And Zebu back to the run, back to the action. He now holds the lead. Drops down, gets it ahead of Brown. Hyatt, look at them moving it up as well. Kelly Hyatt getting a great jump there off of turn number 4, getting a run on the turn 1. Perhaps there's some life left in the Ford F-150 camp. Fords have been completely bolstered and taken apart here. And the Chevys looking to use that to their advantage, but one thing's for sure. Number 26 is not giving up just yet. Joe Tardev, really after being put into that wreck earlier on, is now looking to try and come forth and come home for the family and friends here on his home track. The land of Florida right now rests on the shoulders here of Joe Tardev. If he can keep the code red Mountain Dew #1 in playing field, we're past 10 to go. We've only got 9 laps left. Aggressiveness going to be put to full extent. Kelly Hyatt, the 26, moving the chains down the bottom, now taking the race lead away. And the 10 is Zebu trying to get a jump to the outside. It's getting blocked though by Previtt. Previtt literally hanging on now. They go 3 wide again, back in there, 4 wide, salute right off, and there goes Hyatt. Kelly Hyatt on the back straightaway, sent to the shadow realm. Kenneth Brown had nowhere to go and needed any of the other guys right now. Zebu now moving in the chains, looking for the run on the inside. Closely packed together. Tardiff now moving with Previtt, trying to get the team to work the throttle and work the speeds in. Know what's at stake and know what's left on the playing field. Can these guys stay out of trouble? Can they stay under pressure and relax the momentum? Knowing they have a lot of chaos kind of moved in and dealing with as well. Popping the ball down to turn number 4 though right now. Look at Zebu trying to make another drive off once again. Going for broke, going for big. 7 laps remain. I mean, you want to talk about absolutely hitting the throttle, stay out of trouble right now. I think that's exactly what everyone's looking for and hoping for here. The 23 here popping up on the outside. Anthony Emmerich staying out of trouble. Knows the Black Rifle Coffee in 23 is having a little bit of a tough time here and can't really do much about it, so he lets the drivers race it out. Good showing on his end. We'll come to the line with 6 laps remaining. Trying not to get too close, trying not to hurt the other drivers here. They know they are running out of options. They're running out of time though, and lap traffic certainly is not helping and cause any for some of these guys. Looking for a run, looking for any kind of opportunity they can here. Philip Willis using Ryan Zebo as much as he can. Zebo trying to hang in. Joe Tardiff after that huge hit, he's suffering 3 and 4. Literally last caution to go. Man, at least keep his fast repair in one piece and one tack. Used it well and wisely. But now has got to get a way around with his teammate. Dominic Previtt is currently trying to stable and push and shove as much as they can of Zebo to hang in there. But unfortunately for them, Philip Willis has just a little bit more momentum on the outside. It may be a little looser up there, but when you're driving that hard, you're driving that fast, sometimes it works out A-okay. Final 5 now put on your screen here. Top 5 for the 5 laps to go. Grant Turner, the remaining of the bunch. The 24, though, 100 B looking to try to punch his ticket into that top 5 podium. Top 5 drivers will be chatting with us after the race. Lining him down, a little trouble for Bailey. Look at him just literally swing it to the grass. So great save by the 24. My word. That 24 should have been gone and forgotten about, but I don't know how he was able to literally dirt track that truck right into the grass. through a power slide in the turn and hangs on. Now down on the back straightaway though. I don't know if that 24 has enough time to get back in the run and get back into position. Knows he kind of has his goose cooked here and he's kind of in trouble. 4 will now go to 3 laps remaining. Wheeling him off down into the front straightaway they go once again. It is anybody's race, anybody's plaintiff to take this one home. We get to the last 2, you may see some real fenders and pushing and shoving used up here. You can literally see the asphalt and the ground just shaking as these trucks come by, flying high on the track and literally making the rocks fly, the gravel fly. Everything is just going upwards in a trajectory that I can't even tell you how fast they're playing this one. 3 will go to 2 laps remaining now off of turn number 4. We have a mere 2 laps to go. Can they get to the white flag though? If they can get to that white flag, that will set up the field for the last matchup, the last run. Dominic Brevitt, new race leader. Brevitt trying to stay in contention. Has his teammate Tardif behind him, pushing and shoving for all he's worth. Ryan Zeba, though, looking to sneak to the bottom, steal position away. Had a chance. No run, no give, no dice. Dominic Previtt has got an opportunity here to make a big start. Oh, no. But Philip Willis wrecks it off of turn 4. White flag will come out, and the Forest night is over with. A good charge for him, but not enough time to get back into it. He's going to need a miracle to help him out here. Here they come now, down off of turn 1. We'll send him down through the corners. And the 10 of Zebu getting absolutely traversed and pushed by Previtt. Previtt trying to get him loose or get an opening on the outside. Can't quite get there yet. Tardif now moving down the back end. Here comes the final push, the final draw. One more drive, one more run. 3 wide, and a wreck ensues. Previtt gets clipped by Zebu. Tardif's all alone with Turner and Keith now. Running to the line, off the final legs, and Joe Tardif will hold on this one at Daytona. Wow, oh my, race fans. Well, you couldn't have thought of another driver that may have been more deserving of this one and may have been more deserving in his mind or any of mine. This is a huge, huge victory for the Code Red Mountain Dew #1 of Joe Tardif. 6 spots back in front of his hometown crowd. He qualified here tonight, and he pops away with the victory. And I think I smell a celebration coming on. There you go, folks. The team going down there to celebrate him and Dominic Previtt gonna go and celebrate a little bit. Unfortunately, Josh not able to quite do the same here. Got kind of wrecked out on his end there and kind of taken away for his wild night tonight. Your race results now popping up on your screen here. And here is the SRM Truck Series little season opener results. What a ride and a drive. Joe Tardif wins it out. Grant Turner, good showing from him, going second. Third to Trevor Keith. Kenneth Brown going fourth. And Ryan Zebu getting fifth out of the hatch. So he'll take that one home. Dominic Previtt going sixth, seventh to Hunter Bailey, eighth to Philip Willis, ninth to Kelly Hyatt, and 10th to Patrick Jenks. Rounds out the top 10 in this one today. Chase Shipley, not on the leaderboard, finishes 19th. One last thing to do. We got our top 5 drivers to chat with here. Ryan Zebu will be the first one up on the roster, but it appears he is not with us right now. I don't think we're going to get him either, so we'll go ahead and leave him be. We'll take it down now and talk with our 4th place finisher here now. Representing in the number 98 machine, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to hear from Kenneth Brown here, your 4th place finisher tonight. Kenneth, first off, congratulations on that 4th place spot, and what a drive and what a spot to be thrown into here later in this race.
Yeah, it was fun right there at the end. I was pushing 10 as hard as I can go into turn 3. I was going to try to get 10 to win. If he went up and blocked and I took the win, it'd be fine too. But it's not how it turned out. Big block thrown in the 3, big wreck. It's usually how it goes. It's just a Daytona thing.
It is a bit of a Daytona thing, but also at the same time, I mean, it's a bit of a little wild circumstance, a wild spot to get it kind of thrown into here or there. I mean, for you and this crew, I mean, does this 4th place finish kind of help set you up for the bid around here?
It does, especially because we both got good points, during this first stage, and then second stage, it didn't go too well for Chase, but third stage, or the last stage kind of went well for me, kind of flip-flopped, but it is what it is. We'll go to Homestead and hopefully try to get good points there too.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, Kenneth, is there anybody else you want to thank here tonight for this 4th place finish?
I know it didn't probably show on the broadcast, but I want to thank BosTech for sponsoring our 2 trucks. I want to thank Patrick for putting on the race. I want to thank Grant for being race control. It's probably kind of hectic out there with all the cautions and stuff, but it was good. I liked it. It was fun.
For sure there. It was fun to call, fun to see here, Brown. Congratulations on that 2nd place finish. We'll see you next time out, buddy.
Thank you.
Kenneth Brown, ladies and gentlemen, coming away as your 4th place finisher today. Joining me, though, in the 3rd spot, Trevor Keith now joins us on the line here as he will be joining us here on the track. Trevor, man, what a drive and a spot here to be thrown into in a top 3 again. You certainly look like you were trying to avoid trouble at all costs, and it helped out, but only a 3rd to show. But I got a feeling that's at least going to boost the confidence up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I was 2 laps down at some point, so I didn't even think I was going to crack the top 10. So I'm pretty happy with the 3rd place finish there. I'm not going to lie. I used my fast repair. I used up all my tires at lap 50, so I had 50 lap tires at the end of the race and no fast repair left. So
no fast repair left and nothing really left to give out. But I mean, for this crew and this team, I mean, I would presume that this is going to be more or less a bit of a drive to survive kind of season if you want to bring home the big money tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely drive to survive. I try to keep out of trouble, try to keep out of getting people mad, don't end up with like Ross Chastain or something. So I was trying to stay out of everything I could. I think I did a decent job at it, except for that one time I was lapped down. I guess that was a little bit my fault. I'm sorry about that, but
well, I mean, I'd say probably apology accepted for some folks and others included. So, but nevertheless, Trevor, as you finish this one out in 3rd, does anybody want to thank you for this one, man?
Oh, Julian, that 18 car. We were the solo team, so we were the only 2 in the solo chat, and we were talking to each other, working each other out, and unfortunately he got tangled up, so he didn't get the finish like I did, but he was a big help.
He certainly seemed like he was indeed, and nevertheless, as you come away 2nd, a big congratulations to you, and we'll hopefully see you next time out here soon enough, bud.
Alrighty, ready for Homestead.
You're ready for Homestead indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, 48, Trevor Keith coming away 3rd. Coming in 2nd tonight, though, of course, pilots the number 96, ladies and gentlemen, Grant Turner now on the line, and Grant, we talked really earlier on, it seemed as though the enthusiasm was there and the drive to get in there was there, but I don't think you were expecting literally to be about a half a tire length there to Joe Tardif there at the line, but man, you certainly gave a drive there at the end.
Yeah, that was a fun old race. Of course, the incident happened out of turn 3 and 4. I thought I was going to get collected in it, so I just kept my foot in. And coming out of 4, was ready to try to go for a drafting slingshot like you would see all the time, but I just didn't have enough time and setup. It was a good run. Happy with how I finished. Couldn't ask for anything better for a season opener.
Certainly not, indeed. And I know this will definitely be a bit of a wild drive here when you get to Homestead Miami Speedway. But, you know, is there anything really this team and them are going to be able to kind of take away from here and you're going to be able to use for the crew and them going into Homestead next week?
Well, Homestead's going to be an interesting one. I am more of a part-timer for the team. All the rest of the times, except for a few, I will actually be in race control, making sure everyone's running right. It's just I love these super speedways and a few of the 1.5 miles.
For sure there. Well, well, Grant, I mean, at the end of the day, man, this been a good time to showcase you and have a little time on the show. But with that said, I mean, is there anybody else you want to thank for this tonight?
I want to thank everyone who did come in and everyone who enjoyed their time. If anyone else wants to join up, just look out for us. Nothing else really to say except for we're here to have a good time. And I hope everyone has a good rest of their day and night.
For sure there. Well, Grant, it was a good time to be here. It was a good time to see it all play out. Congratulations on a second place finish tonight, sir.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
Grant Turner, ladies and gentlemen, the number 96 will come away second out of the bunch. Only second to the man that is going to put the number 1 in victory lane. The number 1 driver comes out on top. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Tardif is going to win this one out here at Daytona. The season over belongs to you, sir. And my, we talked about it literally just a little while ago. Hometown field, hometown crowd. And you're jumping for joy, I know, in your heart right now. And I know you literally were just looking at me like, I'm glad you brought me in because now I can at least talk a little bit more about this, how much this one's worth for you.
Oh, man, it means a lot. Daytona's a special place. Been there plenty of times in person, and even winning on here, whether it's virtual, it still means something.
It does mean something, and this one being the biggest season opener win, I would presume this one to have to do. I mean, with all that said and done, can you use this and use it well in the next coming races in terms of trying to get more wins and trying to perform at the highest level for you and this team, you think?
I believe so. I got 2 teammates I've been running for, which I mentioned, over a decade. We know each other really well. Pretty good with strategy. Work well in packs. We practice pretty decent. I mean, we're JDJ Motorsports now. We're gonna be something to reckon with this series.
For certainly indeed. Well, it's definitely being reckoned with now here tonight. If you haven't already made it crew to this Daytona crowd standing right in front of you, my friend, who you want to thank you for all of them tonight?
I'd like to do a shout out to Dom Previtt, Josh Previtt, Brandon Ward, and the whole team at JDJ Motorsports. They killed it. We worked together, and it was a team victory. As long as one of us was there, it was worth it. I just got on the lucky end.
For sure there. Well, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, Joe, this one comes away on the top ladder and the top of the regards. Anyone else you want to thank?
I would like to thank Patrick Jenks and all of the admins and owners of Misfitz Racing League for putting on the season. Your broadcast is the first time I've been on it. I've listened to it. It's fantastic. It's first time being a part of it. And glad to be part of it the rest of the season. You do an exceptional job.
We certainly appreciate the support here, Joe. Thank you so much for your time, man. Congratulations on this race win, and we certainly hope to see you next time out, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, the season opener man himself, Joe Tardif, will bring it on home and take the victory. So, with that said, there's just one last piece of thing we need to get done and over with here. Patrick Jenks has the line here, folks. We'll let him send it on our way tonight.
Hey guys, it is Patrick Jenks here, owner of Misfitz, obviously. Just want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. Great racing. Chris, great job on commentating. Thank you for covering us last minute. And guys, Joe Tardif won a $25 Walmart gift card. It'll be sent to him at the end of the season. We just want to thank everybody again. And just remember, we are still recruiting. We're having a few tryout races this week. If you're interested, just PM us on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. This is PTM signing off.